Ciao Bella! Welcome to Bello Uncinetto. I'm Christina, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. No matter how long you've been here, I always appreciate your time. Today we have another tiny puzzle, and if you haven't seen the first one, I will go put the link in the description box for you for that puzzle. Now, I did buy these puzzles at the same time, but as I talked about in the other video, I decided to do them separately because I figured it would be two different videos, two different pieces of content, but also to let each puzzle speak for itself and to be able to share more about some of the things that we did while I was finding these puzzles. So if you saw the first video, then you know, hold on, my chair just went down. If you saw the first video, then you know where we found these. But if you didn't, right, we were in Sardinia during spring break, and Sardinia is part of Italy. It is northwest of Sicily, and it was a very quick flight, super easy to get there from here, and when I tell you it was absolutely stunning and beautiful and calm and peaceful and fabulous. I mean, I can't say enough nice things. Did everything go smoothly on that trip? Absolutely not, but it was amazing nonetheless, and if I had the chance to go back, I definitely would. And I would definitely go during an off-season time. For a lot of the touristy things, the season will start usually in May and run through August. That's when it's warmer, and Sardinia tends to have some very high winds, especially the farther north you go on the island. So sometimes it's too windy to even like be outside. And that happened to us one day that we were there. The winds were like 45 miles an hour, and like all these alerts were popping off on the phone. Stay inside, stay inside, stay inside. I mean, nothing happened, but you definitely don't want to be driving, especially some of those teeny tiny cars, 45 mile an hour winds. So there was no storm or anything. It was just straight winds. But anyway, we were in the capital of Sardinia, Cagliari, and we came across a toy shop, and the toy shop had some puzzles. Now, I try to find puzzles on my travels so that I can share it with you all, and I can do some fun things because I enjoy puzzles. So the last puzzle that I did like this, we discovered together, because I did not know, because I didn't open the box before I did the first puzzle, that these are round puzzles, and I had never encountered one before. But now I know what to look for, and now I know what to do when I'm looking for the shape, because there are no straight edges on the puzzle. But overall, for this trip, like I was saying, it was beautiful. I've only ever seen things that green in one other place, and that's when I went to the UK to visit Sam last year. The shades of green that I saw when I was in the UK were very similar to the shades of green I saw in Sardinia. It was breathtaking for me anyway, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I think that, like I said, if I had the chance to go back, I definitely would. But while we were walking around, so I told the story about my about the dinner mishap, right, with the Indian food, and we were leaving the toy store, and we came across, that doesn't go there, okay, we came across a fermentara, which is kind of like a hardware store, but and the store was closed, but in the case, display case that you could see, there were some knives, and my son, who was a Boy Scout, collects pocket knives, and so I took a picture and I was sending it to him, and I was like, oh, these look so cool, I know that he would love them, so forth and so on. And then there it goes. Then no, just kidding, it doesn't go there, but it feels like it should go there. Okay, then I went to take a picture of the name of the store, because I was like, okay, well, I'll take a picture of the name of the store, and that'll give me kind of an idea so I can come back and when they're open, so I can look up the shop and things. And as I stood up, because I was leaning over to take the picture of the display case so I could send it to my son to see if he would be interested in one of these, because they were like hand-tooled, hand-sharpened knives. And I went to take a picture of the shop name, and I froze, because the shop was the name of it was my grandmother's maiden name. Now, I know from visiting the town where my dad's family is from, because both of my grandparents on my dad's side, both of my dad's parents came from the same town in northern Italy. And I've been there. I did a video on going there with my children, which was phenomenal that we were able to do that. But there are two families in that town with my grandmother's maiden name. One of the lines owns a hotel in the town, and the other one owns the shoe store. I am related to the ones who own the shoe store. And I was shaking. I was so, because I didn't go there looking for family, right? I didn't go there looking for anything other than just spending time with my daughter and having a vacation. But being there and seeing the sign, I was like, okay, we have to come back. We have to come back tomorrow. And my daughter, who has no interest, right? And as she's young, she's not supposed to, but she was like, do we have to come back tomorrow, Mama? And I was like, yes. I was like, I want to see if these people are related to us. And she said, why, Mama? And I was like, because if they're family, that would be interesting to know. And she was like, I guess. So, like I said, she's not really, she's young, and even my son is not super interested in family history. I mean, also, he's in college. It's not something he's worried about. But I have always been interested in family history. Oh. And I've always wanted to know more about where my family comes from on both sides. I know more about my dad's family because they talked about it. And my grandfather always would show me pictures at the top of his stairwell of things from Italy, where they were from. And he was very proud to be from that town, from that village, from that country. And it made me want to know, right, more about where I was from. So I went back the next day when it was open, was my daughter and I were going to go to the beach, which we did. It was absolutely stunning. It was beautiful. I could not have asked for a nicer time at the beach with my daughter, just us. There was no one there. Of course, it was like April. So, of course, nobody's there yet. And a lot of the little Lidos where you can like rent a chair or an umbrella or whatever, they weren't even open, which was fine. I didn't need that. We had towels. We had beach towels that we had brought with us, little thin ones just to sit on. And then the place where we were staying had the big, like fluffy towels, beach towels that we could take with us to dry ourselves off, which was nice, as well. So we had everything that we needed, but they were setting up, so you could tell that they were getting ready to work on some of the things for the upcoming season and whatnot. So I really enjoyed being there. But we stopped on the way walking to the car, and you should have seen my daughter's eye roll. She gets it from me for sure. It definitely was something she inherited. But we stopped and I spoke to the son, and he had told me that yes, his family was from the same town because he saw the tattoo on my arm. And I showed him my family tree. So from my grandfather's side of the family, when we went there, I met someone from my grandfather's side of the family, and he showed me the whole family tree. And I showed him where potentially, because I have no idea at the time if they're related to me or not, but where our families would have connected. And he said, you know, he's sorry, he has no idea, he doesn't know the family tree, but his dad does, but his dad wasn't going to be there today. So he was like, if you're able to come back tomorrow, then you can meet my dad and get information and things like that. And I was like, oh, that would be fantastic. So my daughter was like, what does that mean? Do we have to come back here again? And I was like, yeah, we gotta come back here again. She was not happy with me. But again, that's fine. I don't mind. She just has to deal with it sometimes. Because like I told her, we planned for things for her. I have things that I want to do as well. So we need to be mindful of both when we are out and about. And she was ultimately fine with it, but you could tell that she was like, I don't want to come back here again. So we went again the next day after breakfast. So I told her, I was like, well, we'll go to breakfast and we'll have like, because there was this one restaurant right by where we were staying. It had really, really good food. It was moderately decently priced. And so she wanted to go there for breakfast because we had gone there for lunch and they had a breakfast menu. And she was like, can we try this place for breakfast? And I was like, sure, we can give it a shot. We'll see what it's all about. And so I fed her first. And then we went to the shop again, and his dad was there. And of course, unfortunately, his dad spoke no English, and I speak very little Italian. I can understand a whole lot more than I can speak. So someone can talk to me in Italian, and I can generally understand what they're telling me. I'm not going to understand all of the tenses and changes and things like that. But I can generally understand what they're trying to tell me to do or something along the lines. And then I will kind of say what I think I'm hearing, and they will be very quick to correct me if I'm wrong. But it worked out because he was able to get some information from his wife. The dad was, for me, of a man to contact, because the man had actually come from the town to do some genealogy. And he was like, if you have questions, you can reach out to this man because he has done all sorts of like lineage, genealogy kind of things. And I was like, okay, that would be really interesting. So I reached out to him. There's a Facebook group of people from the town. So it's people who believe they may have relatives from that area, and they can post there and find out if that's true. So I posted his name and said, I'm sorry, I don't speak a lot of Italian, but I'm looking for this person. I was in Sardinia and I was looking for a place to eat, and I stumbled across this store, this shop, and the owner told me that someone here had done genealogy on the family, and I wanted to see if we might be related. And we got together via Facebook Messenger, and turns out he's like my second cousin, the guy that I spoke with at the shop. So that was really, really cool. I got to call him later and tell him that yes, in fact, we were related. And he was, I think he was excited or anything, but he was like, oh, okay, well, thank you for letting me know. And I said, if you're interested, I can give you my family history so that you kind of know how we're related. And I was like, your dad may be interested. And he was like, oh, yes, of course. So I gave him my information. And then I got a request later on Facebook from some other family members. And now I have some interesting contacts on a whole nother island in this country. And I think that is absolutely phenomenal. Because that's part of the reason why I agreed to take this job. Was because I was like, it's going to get me closer than I've ever been in my entire life to having information about my family. Because all of my grandparents are gone. I don't have them anymore. And my dad doesn't really know a lot of the information. His sister does, and we do keep in contact, but even there are limits to what she knows, right? Because, it's hard to know all of the history and things. So it was amazing for me to find, and it was literally just stumbling upon it. It wasn't anything that I planned. Like I said, I did not plan on going there looking for family. We were literally walking to dinner and it turned into this amazing adventure that, like I said, my daughter could absolutely care less about. And that's okay. Like I said, she doesn't have to enjoy it. But hold on just one second. Okay, what was a little blip for you was a couple minutes for me. Speaking of my daughter, she was hungry. But she's young, so not being interested in genealogy is understandable. But like I said, I wanted to share that fun adventure with you all. I thought it was really cool that just happened to be something that I fell into. I am sure at some point there will be more contact eventually. I mean, I don't know that it'll be right away or even how it'll all work out, but I'm sure it will be interesting nonetheless. I'm trying to get these little feather pieces. So this is part of the bird here. All these nails can be irritating sometimes. I have a friend who is practicing, and she has said that she would love to, because my anytime I get my nails done, it never seems to stay for me, so it doesn't ever work very well. And she was like, I want to be the one who makes it work on your nails. And I was like, you are certainly welcome to try, my friend. And try she has, and so far she's done them a couple of times, and there hasn't really been any major issues, which has been nice. Because I'm not like a super girly girl kind of person. I don't like wear makeup or anything like that unless it's some sort of special occasion. And not because I don't want to feel whatever. It takes a lot of time out of my day, those even few minutes, and I just don't want to do it. So I don't. But my daughter loves primping and doing all those things, so she likes to do a lot of that, and she's excited when I do it. Lord knows why, but she is. I am at a loss with this one. I got the boats. Okay, maybe that goes there. Cisco. No. Oh, maybe that goes there. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere, maybe. It does make it hard to grip some of these pieces sometimes. looky there. Alright, where does this one go, you think? Here, maybe? Alright, and we are done with this little puzzle. And here is the picture. What do you think? I think it looks like it's supposed to. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed spending time with me and listening to my story. We truly had a wonderful time, and these puzzles will definitely bring back some amazing memories when I'm able to look at them. And I hope to see you all again very soon. But until then, be well, be safe, and be the change you wish to see in the world, everyone. Ciao bella!